And once again, I invite you to listen to me to the quiet piano tones of the path. In other words, hello there, I'm your German snob. And we are going to play this game again. And today we are going to play as Scarlet, the oldest among her sisters and, generally speaking, the playable characters in this game. So this will be our second to last venture into the forest. Scarlet is 21 years old, so well into adulthood. Though I guess it depends. I think there are still countries where you've reached, legally reached adulthood with 21 years. I think there are. It used to be that way in Germany until, at least until very well before I was born. I can say that much. I don't know for how long exactly, but then it doesn't really matter. Not for what we are doing right here, which is playing a video game in the loosest definition of that word. Maybe picking flowers sometimes, because how could that hurt? So what will be on the path for Scarlet? We'll be sure to see, by all means. But so far it's just empty stretches of forest. Of course, that is what this game mostly consists of. Okay, to be fair, if I was to make this game, or rather, if I was to make a remake of this game, I think the first thing I would do away with is the procedurally generated forest. Because I would most definitely go for a more, let's say, consistently designed look. Is anybody here? Some people are just so... They set up their tents and then run away. What happened here? I don't think that her sisters ever asked that question, any of them. They just kind of took it as granted that there is an empty campsite here. Now what can we interact with? Maybe a number of things. But what I was about to say there, if I was to make a remake of this game, I think... Can we open this? Nope. I would go for a more handmade look for the forest. To keep it a bit less samey looking, to give it a more natural look that is more pleasing to the eye. Let's sit down here. I don't understand people who think nature is lovely. It's messy and it smells and it makes you get lost. Well, I suppose that's a thing that not everyone appreciates. Though, as I was just about to say here, the nature here isn't particularly lovely. It kinda isn't. Basically what I'm trying to say here, I very much enjoy the concept of this game. Doesn't really look like there is anything for us at that campsite here. So looks like we're gonna have to leave. No, but I rather enjoy this game, generally speaking. But I do wish it was a bit less rough around the edges. That it kept its design philosophy of creating a memorable environment well, if it was a bit strict about that. Because after going through this forest for the 6th time, I am tempted to say that I grow a bit weary of it and I start to see it for what it is, and that is not very well designed. Now what do we have here? Or rather very arbitrarily designed. Can we interact with it? Thank you very much. Yes, I do believe so. I don't even know what it is. It looks like a pincushion with feathers sticking out. I wish I had time to clean up this mess. Well, as far as I'm concerned, we have all the time in the world. But, oh well. It's not like I would want to linger for too long on there. I'm not sure if I ever said this in any of my previous videos, but this game very much reminds me of a movie that I've seen. And it's not very well known. It's a fairly small production named The Company of Wolves. It used to be on YouTube. I don't think it is anymore, but I haven't really looked for some time. And basically that as well is sort of an allegorical retelling, taking some inspiration from Little Red Riding Hood. It's and here's the thing, I'm not entirely sure, it's either an Irish or a Scottish movie, but I am... if I absolutely had to guess, I would say it's probably an Irish movie. And well, I found it pretty good. Of course it's... you know, generally speaking it is the kind of thing that I enjoy. So I'm not sure how much my judgment is worth to you. But you know, I kinda recommend it. It has a few very memorable scenes. But that just aside. For now we are looking for something else to say at the very least. And I think it would be a pretty good point to make a cut here until I happen upon something that would be more relevant to our sojourn. So I'll be seeing you in... well, for you it's going to be in a second. Well, that looks like something right here. The bathtub. I'm pretty sure we've already heard that. Is the game being lazy here, blatantly recycling some of its lines? Yes, it is. And I'm a bit disappointed by that. I really expected more of it. But that is, by all means, a bit lazy. So how about that facade here? The ruin of the house. Is there anything relevant to us? Huh, hardly. Well, okay. Looks like this is to be disregarded then. Because it doesn't seem like we will be finding much here. So, I'll be seeing you. Will you look at that? There is that armchair. Looks like that's something we can interact with. It has taken me quite some time to find it. Men can be such monsters. It's simply disgusting. Whatever happened to elegance and sophistication? Yeah, I think she should write about that on her Tumblr account immediately. However, is there anything else here? or even nearby. If I find something, I'll get back to you. Well, from armchair to wheelchair. How about that? Let's sit down here too. Because I'm pretty sure that the game is trying to suggest that we can. Yes. A serenade in the woods. Somebody is playing my song. Long slim fingers, gently caressing the keys of me. That is a pretty nice metaphor. Now let's see if we can find the person playing a serenade and caressing her keys, as she put it. Well, I think I have explored the forest quite thoroughly, and if I've missed something, then I have no idea where it would be. So what's left is this location right here, in what seems to be an open-air stage, with a piano and a man sitting right in front of it. Maybe he's the one tugging at the keys of Scarlett's heart. And also there's Batman. Art is where the nobility of humanity is expressed. I could not live in a world without it. I would say I feel quite the same. Now let's sit down. Right at the bench before we interact with... Well, is it a man, is it a woman? It's quite hard to tell. I would be inclined to say a woman. We'll get to that later. The game, I think, is suggesting that we can sit down at one of these benches. But I don't know which one. That one right here? No? Yes! Well, isn't that great? Yeah, we've already heard that. So what else do we have here? Well, there's the stage itself, with what seems to be a few more things on it. Like, for example, Batman. Okay, no, it's probably an unrelated mask, but come on. It's kind of the obvious first suggestion. Or like, yeah. Everybody hides the true face. It's probably for the better. Or for the best. I'm sorry, I've misread. For the best, that's what it said. That might be one of the things you get more concerned about as you grow up. What people perceive as your true face. Now let's see if Scarlett can play the piano. Maybe the... Yes, maybe the person in the long coat and the long blonde or white hair can help us. Well, it's quite a soothing little tune that plays there, while the curtains go down. And what happens behind these curtains, who could say? Certainly not me. But what I am able to say is that sooner or later we will always end up in front of, yes, grandmother's house. So time to pick ourselves up again and enter it once more. We won't have to enter it much more often. I think after this one more time, and then we are done with the path. Which I have to admit I'm not entirely unhappy about, because I would kind of like to return to a more gamey game, let's put it like that. One with a little bit more actual gameplay. Again, not that I didn't enjoy the path, but I think there is only so much of it that I can take without getting tired of it. I will say that much. And if anything, the thing I enjoy most about this game so far are the different interiors of the house. So I do wonder what lies in store for Scarlet. Except for a loading screen, because that is obligatory. Everything in Scarlet's version of the house is covered in white cloth. Maybe that plays into the motif with the mask, things being hidden away. Also, the dominant color is green. Not sure what that represents. I think green is generally seen as the color of envy. There are jars on the floor. Doesn't look like we step on any of it. If anything, Scarlet's house looks much more sterile than the other ones. Maybe like that of someone who is afraid of dirt. Something that has kind of been touched upon in her little speech about her wondering why people like nature. She, as you saw, thought it was too messy. She apparently enjoys cleaner things, which she is very well in her right to do. Now here the walls rise. I'm gonna be honest here, this was kind of a letdown. As I said, definitely much more sterile than what we've seen so far. A motif were definitely curtains and cloth, even though I'm not really sure what exactly they mean. And it does seem like I've missed a whole bunch of items, and I have no idea where they were because I've searched the forest quite thoroughly. But well, never made any claim to this being a complete walkthrough of this game. So, we have finished Scarlet's storyline. I hope you will enjoy me once more next time. Then we're going to wrap this game up. See ya then, I'm your German Snob and this is Let's Play the Path. Ciao!